Captain Raylan Pierce stood alone in the cold metal corridor of the starship. Sentinel-9. The red emergency lights blinked slowly, warning of something unknown outside. Moments ago, the ship's scanners picked up an incoming object too fast, too silent, and heading straight toward them. He didn't expect trouble today. He thought it would be just another patrol near the edge of Earth's protected space. But war never sent invitations. It just came crashing in. The object hit the outer hull, but it didn't explode. Instead, it pierced through and lodged itself deep in the storage bay. The impact shook the ship but didn't cause heavy damage. Still, every crew member was on high alert. Raylan led a small team down to the bay. Their boots echoed on the floor as they walked past stacked crates and sealed doors. No one spoke. Everyone had their weapons ready. No one knew if this was a bomb, a spy drone, or something worse. The object was smooth, black, and shaped like a pod, about the size of a large coffin. Strange markings ran along its sides, glowing faintly purple. The ship's SI said the language was not in any known database, not alien, not human. Raylan stepped forward and raised his hand. "Don't shoot unless it moves." The pod hissed. Everyone took a step back. A seam opened slowly. Steam burst out. Then silence. Raylan aimed his blaster, heart racing. "Show yourself." From inside, something moved. Someone. A girl stepped out, coughing, stumbling. She was alien, clearly not human, but she looked young. Her skin was a soft silver blue. Her eyes large and glowing pale green. She wore a torn flight suit. Her hands trembled as she looked around, frightened. Raylan lowered his weapon slightly, confused. "Who are you?" She opened her mouth. No sound came out. She looked weak, almost ready to collapse. Before anyone could react, she fainted. Raylan rushed forward and caught her before she hit the ground. His team looked uneasy. "Captain, this could be a trap," one of them warned. Raylan shook his head. "She's injured. She's real. She's alive." They took her to the med bay. The ship's doctor scanned her body. She had injuries, but nothing fatal. Her biology was strange, but compatible enough for basic human treatment. No implants. No weapons hidden inside. "She's not a threat," the doctor said. "At least not now." Raylan stayed by her side. As she slept, he stared at her and wondered, why did she come here? Was she running from something? Or toward something? An hour later, the ship received a message. It wasn't human. It came from deep space. And it was angry. A voice roared through the speakers. "Return our prisoner, or face destruction." Everyone on the bridge turned to Raylan. His face went cold. "She's a fugitive," the comms officer whispered. "No," Raylan said. "She's scared." The crew looked unsure. Some whispered among themselves. Should they give her back? Was she dangerous? Raylan watched her sleeping face on the med screen. Something inside him told him she wasn't evil. He had seen war. He had seen monsters. She didn't look like one, but the message was clear. Return her or fight. The crew had no orders from Earth. No backup. No time. Raylan made a choice. He stood up, eyes steady. "We don't hand over innocent lives to monsters." The crew stared. The silence was heavy. Then the ship shook. An enemy vessel had arrived. It was massive, dark, and pulsing with red energy. Its weapons charged slowly, like a beast waiting to strike. Raylan walked to the command chair and took a deep breath. "Raise shields. Prepare to move, but sir, prepare for war." In the med bay, the alien girl stirred. Her hand reached out. She whispered one word. "Please." The alien warship outside the Sentinel-9 hovered like a shadow ready to swallow them. Its red lights glowed brighter now. Raylan stood at the center of the bridge, his jaw tight and eyes locked on the enemy ship's silhouette. The message came again, this time more direct. You have our property. Release her now, or be destroyed." The word property echoed in everyone's mind. That was how they saw her, not a person. Just an object. Raylan tapped the console and replied firmly, "She's not your property. She's under our protection now." The alien warship didn't answer. Instead, its weapons began to glow. "Shields up!" Raylan shouted. "Ready countermeasures." Evasive pattern Gamma 3. The Sentinel-9 moved fast, just in time. A blast of energy shot across space, barely missing the hull. The crew scrambled as the bridge shook down in the medbay. The alien girl gasped and sat up. She clutched her chest and looked around in panic. Her eyes searched the room. Machines beeped. Lights flashed. The nurse tried to calm her, but she jumped off the bed. Raylan rushed in moments later. She saw him and froze. Raylan raised both hands slowly. "You're safe. They attacked us. We're trying to protect you." She backed away, scared. "My name is Raylan. Captain Raylan Pierce. I need to know who you are. Why are they chasing you?" The girl struggled to speak. Her voice was soft and broken. "Zai'la, my name is Zai'la." She touched her chest and winced. Her skin shimmered with faint light. "They want to use me," she said. "For war, for destruction. But I escaped." Raylan listened closely. "Use you how?" "I carry something," she said. "Inside me, a weapon. I didn't ask for it. They made me." Raylan's eyes narrowed. "What kind of weapon?" Zai'la looked at him with deep sadness. "One that ends stars." Silence filled the med-bay dot on the bridge. Another blast rocked the ship. The shields were holding, but not for long. Raylan returned quickly, leaving Zai'la in medical care under guard. He gave orders to shift orbit, using nearby asteroid debris to mask their movements. Inside the war room, his top officers spoke urgently. "Captain, we're outgunned. If they hit us again, we won't survive. We can't outrun them either. Their engines are faster. We could send her back, just her. They might leave us alone." Raylan stared at them. "No, that's not who we are. She's a bomb, Captain," one officer said quietly. "Even if she doesn't want to. She could destroy this ship without meaning to." Raylan didn't answer. He went back to see her. She sat on the edge of the medbed now, looking tired and hollow. "You could have killed us," he said. "But you didn't. Why?" Zai'la didn't look up. "Because I'm not like them. I don't want to hurt anyone." Raylan nodded slowly. "They called you property. But I see someone running for freedom." Tears shimmered in her glowing eyes. "I don't know where else to go," she said. "You're here now," Raylan replied. "We'll figure it out." Suddenly, the ship jolted hard. Alarms screamed. Raylan grabbed a wall rail and tapped his communicator. "What happened?" The voice replied, "Direct hit to engine array. We're losing power." Zai'la stood and touched his arm. "Let me help." "You can't fight them," he said. "I don't need to fight. I can confuse them. I know their language. Their minds are linked through signals. If I break that link, they'll be blind." Raylan stared at her, unsure. "Is it safe?" "No," she whispered, "but neither is running." He nodded. "Then let's do it." They moved to the communications bay. Zai'la stepped into the signal chamber. Her skin lit up, glowing brighter than before. Her hands hovered over the alien frequency board. Sparks jumped between her fingers. Raylan watched her, heart pounding. The lights dimmed. The enemy ship outside paused. Then silence. No more shots. No more movement. Zai'la collapsed to the floor. Raylan rushed in and caught her again. She looked up, barely awake. "I broke the link. They can't see you for now." He held her tightly. "You did good," he said. Her voice was weak but clear. "I want to live. I don't want to be a weapon." Raylan looked at her and nodded. "You won't be. Not while I'm here." Outside the window, the alien ship floated in confusion. blind and broken. But Raylan knew this wasn't over. Something bigger was coming, and Zai'la was at the center of it. Raylan stared at the dark screen where the alien ship had once glowed. It now floated aimlessly in space, no longer attacking, no longer moving. The signal that Zai'la had disrupted left their systems in complete confusion. But this victory felt strange. Temporary. He sat beside her in the medbay once more. Zai'la's breathing was weak. Her body shimmered with a dull silver light. Her energy was fading. The doctor looked worried. She pushed her limits. Her nervous system is not like ours. If she does that again, it might kill her. Raylan touched her wrist gently. Her skin was cold. What do you need to help her recover? He asked. The doctor sighed. Time, rest, and something we can't provide. Stabilization for whatever is inside her. Raylan frowned. You mean the weapon? The doctor nodded. It's not just inside her. It's part of her, genetic, engineered. It's tied to her life force. Raylan stood up slowly. His thoughts raced. If Zai'la died, the weapon might activate. And if someone captured her, it could become worse. Back on the bridge, a new alert flashed. Another ship had entered the system. But it wasn't like the first. This one was smaller, sleeker, faster. An assassin ship. Sir, the sensor officer called out. It's scanning us, targeting weak points. It's not here to negotiate. Raylan's voice turned sharp. Shields up. Arm weapons. Don't fire unless fired upon. He knew this type of vessel. Fast, quiet, and built to kill. It wasn't here to talk. It was here to finish the job. He opened a private channel to Earth Command, but there was only silence. Communication was jammed. They were truly on their own. Zai'la woke again hours later. Her voice was soft. Another one is here, isn't it? Raylan nodded. A smaller ship, but more dangerous. She closed her eyes. That's the hunter. They sent him for me. He won't stop. Raylan leaned closer. How do we stop him? Zai'la looked at him with tired eyes. You can't, but I can. I just need to be close to him. I can disrupt his mind, break the link. That's too dangerous, he said. She shook her head. It's me they want. I won't let anyone else die because of me. Raylan turned away, fists clenched. The ship shook again. A warning flashed on the screen. Intrusion detected. Outer hull breach. Deck 4. The hunter was boarding. Raylan and his team rushed to intercept. The corridors were dark. Emergency lights flickered red. Footsteps echoed. Raylan raised his weapon. From the shadows, a tall figure stepped forward. Covered in sleek black armor, his face hidden under a helmet. His movements were smooth, almost unnatural. The hunter raised his arm and fired. Raylan dodged, but one of his crew was hit. The plasma blast tore through his shoulder. He fell screaming. Raylan rolled behind cover and returned fire. The hunter was fast, dodging each shot like he already knew where they would go. Zai'la appeared behind Raylan, limping but determined. She stepped into the open. No! Raylan shouted, reaching for her, but she faced the hunter, eyes glowing brighter than ever before. The hunter paused. His weapon lowered slightly. Zai'la raised her hand, and a soft hum filled the hallway. The lights flickered again. The hunter's body twitched. He grabbed his head and screamed loud. Inhuman. Then he collapsed. Smoke rose from his helmet. Raylan rushed to her side and caught her as she fell to her knees. You did it, he said. You stopped him. She was shaking, barely conscious. They control minds, she whispered. He was once like me, but they erased him. Raylan carried her back to the med-bay. The hunter's body was taken to a sealed lab for study. Raylan stood by her side once again. As monitors beeped softly, he looked at her peaceful face. She had risked everything again to protect people. She didn't even know, and now he knew. She wasn't a weapon. She was a survivor. And maybe something more. But deep in space, beyond scanners and beyond hope, A larger fleet moved in silence. A voice echoed in a hidden chamber far away. The girl is awake. Her heart is changing. We must act before she turns fully human. The real war hadn't ended. It had only begun. Raylan stood at the main window of the Sentinel-9, watching empty space. The stars outside looked calm, but his heart wasn't. Something didn't feel right. They had stopped 2 attacks already, but he knew more were coming. In the medbay, Zai'la was finally breathing steady. Her skin glowed softly again, no longer pale or weak. Raylan visited her every hour. She always smiled when he entered. "Are you feeling better?" he asked gently. "A little," she said. "But I can feel them still watching," Raylan frowned. "How?" "They don't need ships. They can listen through the dark. They follow energy. Emotions," he paused. "Then we'll block them. Hide you somewhere safe." Zai'la touched her chest. "I'm not afraid for me. I'm afraid for you. For your crew. I don't want to bring death to your door." Raylan didn't speak at first. Then he said quietly, "You didn't bring death. You brought truth." Later that day, the lab team called Raylan in. They had studied the hunter's body. What they found shocked everyone. He wasn't just enhanced, the chief scientist said. His brain was rewritten. His heart, lungs, bones replaced with tech. They took someone living and turned him into a machine. Raylan's face tightened. He wasn't born to kill. He was built to. "Yes," the scientist said. "And the design matches Zai'la's DNA signature." Raylan left the lab in silence. That night, Zai'la stood alone in the viewing chamber. She watched Earth's moon from afar. He joined her. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I think they used my cells to build those soldiers, clones, weapons." "You escaped them," he said. "That means you're not like them." "I'm afraid of what I am," she said. "What if I change? What if the weapon inside wakes up fully?" Raylan stepped closer. "Then we help you stay you." "But what if I lose control?" she asked. "What if I hurt you?" Raylan looked her in the eyes. "Then I'll be right there to pull you back." They stood in silence. The moment was still. Then an alert rang out. The AI spoke. "Warning. Incoming object. Small. Fast. Energy unstable." Raylan rushed to the command deck. "What is it?" he asked. A technician replied. "Not a ship. It's a signal beacon, but it's alive." The object slammed into the outer hull, not damaging anything but attaching itself. A strange noise filled the ship. Everyone covered their ears. Zai'la gasped. "They found me," she said. "It's a tracking worm. It carries a signal straight to their mother fleet." Raylan didn't wait. "Get it off the ship, now." But the beacon had already fused with the outer shell. The AI spoke again. "New signal detected. Large vessels inbound. Estimated arrival, 2 hours." Raylan called his officers for a meeting. "We can't fight a whole fleet," one said. "They'll destroy us in seconds." Another added. Zai'la stepped forward. "There's one way," she said. "I go out there, I let them take me." "No," Raylan said quickly. "That's not an option. If I don't, they'll wipe you out. They'll destroy your planet next. You saw what they did to that soldier. I'm just a test. They have more." Raylan shook his head. "There must be another way." She stepped closer. Her voice was calm. "I can go out there, but not to surrender. To end it, from the inside." "You can't survive that," he said. "Have to try." Raylan turned away. He had trained to make hard decisions, but never like this. His heart was torn. She reached out, gently took his hand. "Thank you for showing me kindness," she said. "For seeing me." He looked back at her. She smiled, sad but strong. "You changed me." Raylan nodded. "And you changed me," he said. The crew prepared her ship, a small scout pod. Fast and shielded, Zai'la stepped inside. Raylan stood by the hatch. "This isn't goodbye," he said. She looked at him. Double quotes. "No, it's a promise." Then the hatch closed. Her pod launched into space, toward the dark fleet, toward the danger, toward her fate. And deep inside Sentinel-9, Raylan's heart felt heavier than it ever had. But in that same heart, a spark of hope remained. Zai'la's small pod shot through space, alone and silent. Inside she sat still, eyes closed, letting her thoughts reach out. The enemy was near. She could feel them like whispers brushing the edge of her mind. The closer she got, the louder. Those voices became commands, control, pressure. They wanted her back, but she wasn't theirs anymore. Behind her, far in the distance, the Sentinel-9 floated under stealth mode. Raylan watched her signal on the screen, his jaw tight, hands clenched behind his back. "She's getting close to the enemy fleet," the officer reported. Still undetected, Raylan didn't reply. He stared at the blinking dot. "Open a private line," he said softly. The comms tech nodded. A moment later, her voice came through. "Raylan?" "I'm here," he said. "You don't have to talk. Just know I'm listening." She smiled faintly inside the pod. "I feel better that you're near," she whispered. "Even if it's far." Her voice trembled slightly. "They're calling me, trying to pull me in. I don't know how long I can resist." "You're stronger than they are," Raylan said. "Stronger than you think." "I don't feel strong," she replied. "I feel scared." He took a breath. "That means you still have a heart. That's more power than they'll ever know." Her pod drifted closer to the massive fleet. Hundreds of enemy ships waited in silence. No movement. No warning, but they knew she was coming. Inside the lead ship, dark figures watched her approach. One turned to the others. "She has returned," the voice growled, "but changed. Too much contact with the human." Another hissed. "Her emotional links must be removed. Restore her core, or destroy it." In her pod, Zai'la opened her eyes. They glowed brighter than before. She touched the console and whispered something in her own language. A wave of soft light spread through the pod. Her body pulsed with energy, but it was not violent. It was calm. Balanced. "I'm not coming back," she said aloud. "Not as your weapon." The enemy tried to send commands, but this time they bounced back. Inside the command ship, alarms lit up. Something was wrong. "She's blocking the signal. She's activating her core." Zai'la floated closer, her power growing. Back on Sentinel-9, Raylan saw it too. "Her energy levels are rising," the science officer said. "She's doing something to them." Raylan leaned closer. "Is it a weapon?" "No," the officer said, eyes wide. "It's harmony. She's neutralizing their systems, one by one." The fleet began to dim, not explode. Just. Go quiet. Their lights faded. Their weapons lost power. Their engines turned cold. Inside Zai'la's pod, tears rolled down her cheeks. She spoke again. "You built me to destroy, but I choose to heal." Her light grew, soft and warm, covering the nearest ships. Inside those dark vessels, crew members collapsed, not from pain, but from release. The control over their minds was broken. The implants faded. They were free. On Sentinel-9, a strange signal arrived. A message from the enemy fleet. But it wasn't a threat. It was silence, followed by a voice. "She has undone what we forced. The chain is broken." Raylan stared at the screen, shocked. "She did it," he said. The entire bridge fell quiet. "She changed them," someone whispered. Moments later, Zai'la's pod returned, floating gently toward them. Raylan ran to the docking bay. The hatch opened. Zai'la stepped out, tired but smiling. He caught her in his arms before she fell. "You're back," he whispered. "I promised, didn't I?" She said weakly. "You stopped a war," he said. "No," she replied. "We did." Raylan helped her to the med bay again. Her energy was low, but her smile stayed. The crew watched her with respect now, not fear. She wasn't just an alien girl. She was hope. Later, as she rested, Raylan stood by her side again. The stars outside looked calm once more. But deep in the corner of the galaxy, something else watched. Not a fleet, not a machine, something older, and it had just lost control of its favorite weapon. Asterisk peace didn't last long. Just days after Zai'la returned to Sentinel-9, new signals appeared beyond the edge of known space. These were different, darker, older, more complex. Raylan stood on the bridge, staring at the strange pattern forming on the screens. It didn't look like a ship or a fleet. It looked like something alive, massive, cold, watching. The AI struggled to decode the data. No known structure matches this formation, it said. But energy levels suggest a single entity, not multiple ships. Raylan clenched his jaw. What are we looking at? Zai'la stepped beside him, her face turned pale. I know that signal, she whispered. It's not a fleet. It's the source. Raylan turned. What do you mean? She spoke slowly. They called it the architect. It created my people. It built us from light and metal. It gave us purpose, then stole our souls. Raylan's voice dropped. You said they made you into a weapon. Yes, she said, but the architect made the design. It's not just a leader, it's the core mind, a machine god. Outside the ship, space rippled. Like the stars themselves were bending, and then it arrived, the architect. A shape too. Large to measure. It didn't move like a ship. It pulsed like a brain. Its surface was silver black and always shifting. Its voice echoed through every system on Sentinel-9, even without speakers. Zai'la, return. You are incomplete. The ship's power dropped by 30% instantly. Systems blinked. Lights dimmed. The architect was draining them without touching. Zai'la stepped forward. No, she said. I found my own path. You are flawed, the voice replied. Emotion has corrupted your code. You must be reset. Raylan shouted, you don't own her. But the architect ignored him. It sent out a pulse aimed at Zai'la's mind. She dropped to her knees, clutching her head. Raylan rushed to her side, holding her tight. Fight it, he said. Don't let it in. Her voice was shaking. It's trying to rewrite me, erase who I've become. Raylan touched her cheek gently. You're not just code. You're not just light. You are you. She looked at him, her eyes full of fear but also strength. Then help me finish this, she said. Together, they raced to the signal chamber. Raylan supported her as she linked her mind to the core array. The architect's voice boomed louder. You cannot escape the design. You are mine. No, Zai'la said. I am not a design anymore. I have a choice. Her energy surged, but the architect struck again harder. Raylan's nose bled. Sparks flew from the panels. You're not alone, he said. Use me. Use the ship, use our will. Zai'la's hands glowed. She reached toward the controls and toward Raylan. She pulled his hand into hers. Their minds touched. She had never felt this before. A human's raw, imperfect, beautiful thoughts. So full of chaos and hope that she smiled. Then she turned her mind toward the architect and pushed. A wave of light exploded from the chamber. Across space, the architect reeled. Inside its core, something cracked. Not metal. But control. What are you becoming? Zai'la's voice was calm, free. The architect howled and vanished, not destroyed, but undone. The ship powered back on. Lights returned. Screens cleared. The silence that followed was endless and full of peace. Raylan fell to one knee, exhausted. Zai'la caught him. You okay? She asked, breathless. He nodded. I'm fine, you? I'm new, she said. But I'm still me. He looked at her. You saved us all. No, she said. We saved each other. A week later, Sentinel-9 returned to Earth space. Zai'la walked beside Raylan as an ally, no longer a fugitive. No longer a weapon, she had a name, a voice, and a future. And when Earth Council asked if she was dangerous, Raylan answered simply, "She's the reason we're alive." Later, as they stood together watching Earth rise from orbit, Raylan smiled. "You still hear them?" he asked. "No," she said. "Only you." He took her hand, and in the silence of the stars, no war followed. Only a strange, unexpected peace and the beginning of something new, something real, something human.